so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric science is lyric.
You guys want to hear something funny? I feel like we were just here. Whatever.
What would you do?
Doesn't matter. Even if we weren't just here, I hope you guys thought of us, because thinking of us is very, very important. And when you do think of us, hopefully it's happy thoughts. Hopefully it gives you that, oh, those are great people. Those are great guys. They're the best at what they do, because they are presenting you with the 307th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared Lee and RJ. I mean, Jared, doing this show for this long, 307 episodes, it makes me think sometimes, what is next? I've been thinking a lot about what Bobby B and Sir Cockless, who was kind enough to stop by on our 300th episode, was like, hey, where do you see the show in 5 years? And sometimes I feel like that is such a broad question, in the sense of where we're currently at, obviously, and where do we want the show to go overall? Because I know when we first started, doing these recordings, and with the genius mind that you have, and yes, I'm giving if you guys can hear that, a round of applause for Jared, which I don't do at all, was let's make this a media company. Let's make this the multimedia company, right? Let us become the poobah of podcasts. Not only podcasts, but everything in terms of media. And when I think of the podcast now and where it's going to be in 5 years, I know that on the 300th episode, I said, hey, I think me and Jared are going to be calling a baseball game, right? And that is ultimately something I would love to do with Jared at some point in our lives. Call a baseball game with Jared Lee. However,
that's your dream. I'm not interested in doing that.
You don't want to call a baseball game?
No.
That would be fun, dude.
I'd sit in the booth with you. I don't necessarily want to. That's not a dream of mine to do that.
It's not. You know, it's crazy. I'm actually
never been a sportscaster kind of person.
I'm actually surprised, to be honest with you, because I just as
no. What I want to do is I want to get asked to go to do the first pitch because I'm a quote unquote known comedian.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
I don't want to call shit.
All right.
I want to watch the game.
Well, you're watching the game and calling it at the same time. But,
but I'm doing work, and I doubt I'm going to be getting paid for that. Again, that's your dream.
I think that would be cool, honestly. Well, now that I know that it's not something yet you would care to do, this would completely shift my mindset. This is kind of fucking with me now, folks. What I was going to say is, but no, in all seriousness, it's like 5 years from now. Where is the podcast? Will we still be doing it? Hopefully, I'm only yawning because I bore the shit out of myself with these redundant rants I go on about nothing.
Oh, here we go.
So what I was going to say is that 5 years from now, so in all honesty, like say in the next 6 months, we just kind of luck swings our way or in our favor in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now, I would think we would be doing a pretty regular show, maybe not even a weekly podcast, but maybe more so of a daily kind of juice thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's going to be difficult.
With the juice?
No, to do multiple podcasts during the week.
I feel we're going to grow into something bigger than we ever imagined. Okay.
Again, scheduling would need to be a thing. I still have a job. As well as you. I don't know where that came from. But I'm hungry as fucking shit.
That's okay. I'm going to feed you some knowledge right now, Jared.
Whoa.
All right? So, yeah, you see what I did there, folks? Because we do this on this podcast. I'm going to feed him some knowledge. Jared, let me ask you a question.
You're going to feed me knowledge, and then you're going to ask me a question. What the fuck is that?
Well, the knowledge comes from the question.
Okay.
How much could a woodchuck? If a wood could chuck, Jared,
What?
I like doing this show with you.
Okay.
And I'm sorry for insulting your intelligence while I cannot speak, proper. If a wood could chuck. If a wood could chuck.
Okay. So we didn't get a chance to say anything about it last week.
And shame on us and shame on me because I was going on some fucking tangents about America like a dumbass.
Screaming at me because
I was not screaming at you.
Yeah, you were
I was merely talking with some level of confidence. And if it sounded like I was scared, it's probably because I was.
Scared?
No, I was not scared. I was just saying, if you heard the slight quiver in my voice, it was only from the passion from my soul.
Okay. Let me get back to this.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I just wanted to. We didn't give a shout out to Diane Keaton passed last week, and I don't think I've seen too many of her movies, but I know that she has been in a lot, and she's one of our great actors during I don't know, our lifetimes, I guess. Oh yeah, she was in Godfather, right?
Yeah, she plays Kay, dude. It's honestly, it's. I don't want to say this, but it might be. It's probably not her most well-known role, but it's probably her most polarizing role in terms of just the film itself, I would think. Because as Jared's looking through...
Father of the Bride.
Yeah, she's in a lot, dude. So I'm not trying to belittle her career in any capacity. Father of the Bride is actually probably more well, The Godfather is kind of well-known everywhere. I think we can't use that.
Look who's talking now. She's been in a lot. It's just these are just movies we don't watch.
Yeah, and not to say that they're not good movies, but the fact, just looking at her catalog, obviously means really only ultimately one thing, that she was very good at what she did.
Yeah.
And it was a very apparent, and I know I said I can't use The Godfather as an example, like literally like 45 seconds ago, but I will. Her range, her demeanor on screen, and her overall commitment to her roles is something to be admired by young actresses everywhere. And again, just looking at the list of movies, and she's in a lot of those feel-good movies. She, again, from The Godfather to, what is this, Summer Camp, Maybe I Do, rom-coms, the general, maybe suspense or the sad comedy or whatever the case may be. Just it speaks to the versatility of
a sad comedy.
I don't know. I don't know what a sad comedy is. Maybe there's a sad movie with bits of comedy in it. Maybe that's what I was maybe going for. Kind of with tad bits of humor to a degree.
Yeah, sad movies don't sound fun.
No, dude, fuck, dude. There's certain movies I won't ever watch again. Like, I saw them one time, and I can't watch them again. They literally kill me, like on the inside.
Yeah, I can't do too many of those either.
Is there one in particular for you that?
Well, slave movies. I don't watch slave movies.
Yeah, I don't want to say I understand that, but I would. Well, I would understand
I started
where
to
that
watch.
comes from.
I started to watch 12 Years a Slave a while ago, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like having this feeling right now.
Yeah.
And I never turned it on again.
Do you know a movie? It's crazy. Do you know a movie I have only seen once? A lot of people wouldn't believe it.
That one I didn't even, it was like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then I turned it off.
Yeah, no. I can understand that, dude. But believe it or not, my movie is The Green Mile. I've only seen that movie one time.
Yeah, I've only seen it once. I don't need to see people getting fucking executed.
There's something about certain films and certain art that impact you so deeply that one time is enough. Like, literally, one time is enough.
Or it just disturbs my peace, and I don't want
peace
disturbed.
No, and there's that too. But again, one time or maybe not even a full time is like, hey, like I can't take this. And so let me ask you this. Would you consider at a point in time where something like that is disturbing you to your core to a degree, would you consider that not so much the subject on what it is, but how it's being portrayed? Would you consider that good art?
I mean, I can't say whether it's good or not because it's just not for me.
I guess, and I understand your answer because I didn't ask the question properly. So if I'm watching, I'll give you a good example. I'm not finished with it, but I started watching the new Monster series on Netflix with what's his face, Charlie. Is it pronounced Hanneman? I think I'm butchering his last name. Hanneman, excuse me. From Sons of Anarchy, where he is playing Eddie Gain, who is a notorious serial killer from Wisconsin in the 1950s. And this
you would watch some shit like that.
Well, one of the biggest reasons I actually wanted to watch it is because of Charlie, because all of us know him as Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy.
He's been in The Gentleman.
The Gentleman. I'm not limiting his role or his range.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I'm like, all right, this is nothing I've ever seen this guy do. It's almost like the first time I saw Jim Carrey take a serious role. It's like, oh, the guy that never does something like that is doing something like that. Let's see.
I don't know. I think Charlie Hanneman has done some serious roles. He's mostly a serious actor.
And I'm not saying that he isn't.
The only goofy stuff he might have done was I think it was Pacific Rim or whatever.
That movie's actually kind of cool.
It's all right.
I'm
not into that type of shit.
It's kind of a mindless, fun watch.
Exactly.
I mean,
I did not pay attention.
I mean, it's giant like robots beating the shit out of each other. I mean, you can't get any more like complex than that, really. No, but I think one of the reasons I wanted to watch this is just I wanted to see how well he could just go. I guess I don't know anything about the serial killer or anything of that nature. And I'm a couple episodes in, and the reason I was talking about the whole disturbance thing is that this guy is fucking nailing it. His role, almost like how Colin Farrell just killed it as the Penguin, who did not win an award, which is a crime against humanity, in my opinion.
I think he won a Golden Globe, didn't he?
Did he? If he did, then I will hold my words. I don't know if he won anything for that. If he didn't, then that's a shame. If he did, I will.
It also depends on what other stuff was in that category. You're up against some shit like, actually. Oh, no, that would have been the Emmys. I don't know what else was. It could have been Bear or some shit.
But regardless, he is absolutely fucking killing it as this psychopath that he is playing, Eddie Gain. And what they're doing is this guy apparently was the predecessor or the influence for, Norman Bates and Leatherface. Like he inspired those guys pretty much. And the reason I brought up the disturbing aspect of it is because that when I watch it, it makes me very, very uncomfortable because of how well it's acted and it's portrayed. And so I guess that's what my question to you initially was, is if that you're watching something and it's just like, ooh, man, this is fucking with me, but I got to see what's next. Is that considered a good art? Are they doing their job by disturbing you, by making you continue to watch and wonder? Is that considered good at that point?
Yeah, I mean, if it keeps you interested, of course. Yeah, he won a Golden Globe.
Oh, he did. Okay, so I will eat my words.
Outstanding performance by a male actor.
Good. All right. I didn't think he won anything. Honest to God.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was the SAG award that he got. And then he also got the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Limited Series. And then I can't see the other one. Best, what was that? Critics' Choice Award. Yeah, he won 3 awards for that shit.
Okay, that's good. And
he was like, he didn't win any awards. I'm like, that's impossible.
Dude, no, that's what I was thinking. And the only reason I say that, I didn't go looking for it, but I feel like this is Batman, okay, in its truest sense of the word. I mean, this is some of the best Batman material I think ever. honestly. And I just would have thought if he won something major, I would have seen it, heard it in some capacity. So in the back of my mind, I felt like
I knew it. I heard it. That's how I knew you wanted to go to
so
go
so
for it.
I didn't. So I just felt initially like just from gut he got snubbed.
You watching all that Fox News? You're not paying attention to the other shit,
Dude. I pay attention to everything, dude. Don't hate on me because I want to watch information.
That's not information. That's entertainment.
I want to watch information.
Fox News Entertainment.
In its highest form.
It's Fox Entertainment News. That's what it is.
And maybe that's why I watch it. Maybe it is entertaining.
Oh, that's what you said. That's cool. I mean, you watch wrestling too. That's entertainment, and that's not real either.
Dude, you know what? Since you brought wrestling
so
up,
that's why you know what you like things that aren't real. Got it.
I play video games. I live in a fantasy world.
There you go.
Do you know why? Because reality sucks, and so do all of you. Fuck you people.
Jesus.
All right. So no, I'm kidding. I am. No, but since we're talking about wrestling, not that you give a flying shit, nor anybody listening to this podcast. What up, Sean?
Yeah, wasn't there some shit that was at 2:00 or something last week?
There was, and there was, and the reason I say this is because Jared, I want you to do yourself a favor, and you're not going to.
No, hell no.
I would like, John Cena is in his final 4 wrestling dates. Okay, so we're only going to get to see him wrestle 4 more times.
First of all, sir, I see enough Cena every week. You know what I'm saying? Peacemaker, which was the last episode came out last week, I believe. I've seen enough of him.
So, well, normally you can't see him, according to the internet. But anyway, the internet's not always right. I want to tell you something. As a fan of professional wrestling, as a lifelong fan of professional wrestling.
We get it. Everybody on this who's ever seen this show knows you're a wrestling fan. Carry on.
Sorry. I had to parch myself. Wait. Is that how I wanted to say that?
No, just continue, please.
The match that he had with AJ Styles at Crown Jewel, which was the event last week in Australia, I'm going to tell you something. It is the best match of his entire career. It is arguably one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever watched. And I want to say this, and the reason I'm saying this is that when, if you ever feel you're over the hill and you're not it, and people are like, you ain't got it. Jared's not funny anymore. He don't have the jiu-jitsu anymore. Oh, RJ, he can't go positive anymore. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you can put those haters to fucking shame, all right? Because what I watched John Cena and AJ Styles do, all right, was put on a masterclass of professional wrestling. And I'm going to leave it there. If you're a fan, watch it. If you weren't a fan, you'll be a fan. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I mean that. And I'm done with my tangent on how great wrestling is.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you done pontificating about entertainment?
I wouldn't necessarily pontificate.
Yeah, you were pontificating.
Is that?
Let's Google it.
Well, Jared Googles pontification for us. I'm not going to go on my normal spiel. I'm going to remind you guys that we are getting into the winter months, so make sure that you take your vitamin D, okay? Getting your daily source of vitamin D is very important to your mental health and your overall well-being. Please make sure you get some sun, and if you can't, make sure you get those vitamins in. It's very important.
Kind of hard to get the sun in the winter.
Well, that's why vitamin D is very important.
Yes.
Pontificate. Jared, if you could please just zoom in a tad bit.
He's getting old. He can't see.
It's just a little blurred. Express one's opinions in a way considered annoyingly pompous. And you're a douchebag.
Hey, bro. I don't make the meaning of the words. I just use them.
I know if Sean was here right now, he would back me up. All right?
I'm sure he would start pontificating as well.
That should be the name of this podcast, Pontificating. The Pontificating Podcast.
Just say pontificate.
No, but dude, it's fucking a wild word to use, and just a wild match in general.
I'm starting to get interested in words now more, that I'm technically a writer. I don't know.
Well, I will say this. The way you articulate yourself, again, what did I say last week? What your parents always used to tell you, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And then you were like, yeah, my parents never told me shit. I'm Jared, I got grenades. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm RJ, I've got a controller, and I'm a wrestling fan, and I'm world champion.
Wish I had grenades.
I would like to throw a grenade. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun. And
Shoot-
we've talked
shooting-
about this a lot.
shooting-
We've talked about this a lot.
Shooting a howitzer is way more fun, but throwing a grenade. The first time I threw one, I was scared as fuck.
Well, I would think if you had a live explosion, I would think anybody would be scared. So nobody's going to fault you for that.
Yeah,
Jared.
because we were off the line just in case somebody fucks up and blew themselves up, which I wouldn't doubt happened. But that's why they have a person on you. So if something fucks up, they fucking grab you and they fucking lay on top of you and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh shit, that's just not what it sounds like in the movies. I was like, that shit sounds like it'll kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. Take a limb, maybe two from you.
Like, yeah, it's not how it sounds in the movie at all.
So let me ask you, the first time you shot a howitzer, what was that like? Because that's for those, it's pretty much a rocket launcher. Is that?
No, it's a cannon.
Cannon.
Artillery.
I'm still going to call it a rocket launcher. It's not a rocket launcher.
It doesn't launch rockets. Although there are rounds that have rockets in them. It's not really a rocket launcher. It's more for artillery shells, like high explosives, or it's supposedly technically not used anymore. But white phosphorus, they mark targets with that. But we use that to mark targets for the planes. So because it burns hot and it's like smoke.
Yeah.
So the planes can see it from high up, and that's where I got a bomb.
How high up could they see something like that?
I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I never asked.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking a general just curiosity question.
All I know is on the ground with the howitzers and shit. But yeah, it's loud. It's fun.
Yeah, it sounds well. I guess again, the reason I always ask these things is because like your adrenaline has to be like pumping to some degree. Like I guess while you approach that, unless you have like unless you're like a cold stone killer, like an assassin kind of thing.
No, adrenaline doesn't really. I mean, maybe when like you're doing a multi-round mission, only because I was always trying to beat the other guns. Like once they finally let me, oh, Smith knows what he's doing. He can fucking shoot it. So,
okay, so I actually like the way you put that because I'm the same way when I work. Because I like to work.
Yeah, but that's not the reason I'm saying that is because that wasn't my job. My job was to fix them. Like shooting it was the cannoneer's job. Like I never did like set up the quadrants or none of that shit. I tried to learn, but I was like, okay, these motherfuckers went to school for this shit. I'm not gonna fucking try to figure this out or try to learn this. I just let me shoot the gun. But yeah, once they figured out, oh, I've here long enough to know how to operate the fucking gun, then yeah.
So what I was kind of getting at is when you were basically saying, hey, like I know what I'm doing, like leave me alone, let me do my thing.
No, that's not what I said. They figured out that because I had been out with them enough and shot it before and been around them enough, they were like, okay, fine, he's good to go. I didn't take it upon myself. I can't just be like, oh, let me do this shit.
No. I wasn't saying that at all. Got it. And I would feel that would be like some, you'd get in trouble, obviously, for something like that in the military, trying to, go against authority to some degree in that capacity.
Yeah, 100%.
No, but what I meant was they instilled that confidence in you. It's like, hey, he's done this enough. Like, oh, we don't got to bother him. And I know that probably was like, oh yeah, like, dude, I'm like the artillery guy.
I was fast, bro.
Yeah, no. And that alone, and the world needs more of that. Do you know why I say that? Is because, unfortunately, some people need to be babied in the workforce, and they're never going to get far in life. You can tell immediately. They're dumb. A lot of them. Stupid. Dumb as shit. I'm actually just joking. I'm not discrediting anybody. But ultimately, is what I was getting at. Is when you do get initially good at something, it's like, hey, I got it. Let me do my thing. Just like, I believe you said maybe on a few occasions with your current job, it's like, hey, I've got this little bit of time. I'll do it. Nah, I'll do whatever later, because you're that efficient at doing it and they trust you to do it and you get it done no matter what.
Well, I have to, especially because I work remotely. Like, there has to be a level of trust that the shit will get done. Now, my old job, because of COVID, when we had to go remote, there wasn't a level of trust with my manager because this motherfucker was a micromanager.
Oh, gotta watch out for those.
And like he always wanted to know exactly like what I'm doing, when I'm doing it. Like it's like that shit. Like, oh, you need to be on the fucking factory line from 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that type of shit, and I was just like, ugh, And we had so much more autonomy before they consolidated us into one building because we all had our own offices and shit. But I don't know. It was just, I'm much happier where I'm at now.
No, and that's obviously a good thing. I mean, we are supposed to grow as individuals as we get older. I know you talk about it a lot when you say it's like, I don't know how somebody can just not want to do something or to get better or progress or whatever the case may be. Take the first, fucking 87 steps and then just stand there for 5 days, whatever the case may be.
Well, I mean, that's fine because it at least started.
Yeah, no. So I agree. Like, again, like I was saying last week, before we did the show, I was getting really antsy and you were like, oh, hey, go run. I could have gone run, but I decided like, hey, let me go to the bar. And I also wanted to watch the Ohio State game at that time, for no reason in particular.
Speaking of that, let me check on something.
But what I was going to say is that even I, like, you gotta, like, you can't want the same thing forever, dude. Trust me. I've been unemployed for periods of time in my life when I was younger where it's not fun. It's like, okay, what am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with my life? What am I going to this? What am I going to that? You have to make and it's scary. It's very scary. It's intimidating. You might fuck it up. Do you know whose speech I listen to sometimes just randomly? Is Derek Jeter's when he retired. Or when he was, I think when he got when he's accepting a diploma of some sort, or he was wearing some, I want to say it was like a college. No, it wasn't his Hall of. It was like he was wearing like a college cap and gown almost to a degree.
Honorary.
It was some.
Was it an honorary degree?
I believe something of that nature. But he gave this amazing speech. I'm not a Yankees fan in any capacity. Sorry,
lies.
Not. What the fuck? No, absolutely not.
Lies. He was fucking crying. He called me last week. What was it? Oh no, last week or the week before? No, it was last week. Fucking when the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays, and I was like, RJ, the Yankees suck.
And I agreed with Jared as I was crying on the phone.
He didn't. He really
27 rings, man.
He secretly likes the Yankees.
I do not. Oh my god, dude. Anyway, but he gives this incredible speech, and he said, "Hey, failure is all a part of it. Like, literally."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, dude, he said, when I was first playing shortstop, my first season, I had 56 errors. He said, you have to try to do that and be bet. And he ain't lying.
First of all, how did he get that many balls hit to him? Like, what? Like, or like, what season? Like, his professional or?
Yeah, his first professional season, dude. I think he's got like 56 errors, like something crazy. In that, now we're, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. And so he was talking about failure and how days he's cried and this and that, just the worst things you can imagine as a human being. And he was like, you gotta know how to fail. And he said, the success that I feel now wouldn't feel as great as it does if I didn't do this, and that. And I know it's cliche. I know it's very, it's just like what you expect from somebody on that platform. but at the same time, it's so true at the end of the day. The reason that these folks are able to go out and be one of one in terms of their respective careers or their positions in the sports that they play is because no matter what, dude, these people are humiliated publicly. Think about that Phillies game last week, dude. The error that kid made that, basically ended their season. Not that we have any love for the Phillies here on this show.
RJ is also a Phillies fan.
I am fucking not.
He called me. He was pissed at that kid for making that error.
I was a little upset. No, no, but if you really think about it, dude, that kid, that is such a, people are cruel. People want that kid to succeed.
It's also a Philly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, again, the Eagles lost. Dude, the Giants just absolutely dog walk the Eagles. It's super random.
Dog walk is far-fetched.
No, they smashed the living crap out of them.
That was the same score that Pittsburgh had. What was that? That when I said whoever played smashed them, and you were like, no, it wasn't a smash.
Well, you didn't watch the game. Dude, they got 7 points off of like a muffed punt. That's not smashing somebody. Philly got dominated, like on both sides.
Hey, they still did that fucking push
4 times and got like 2 yards.
They got the touchdown.
No, they didn't get the touchdown.
I'm pretty sure they got the touchdown. I'm pretty sure they got that.
But what I was gonna say is that, in order to have some sense of purpose and want anything, dude, we all lay around and daydream sometimes. Jared does it. I do it. He does it about his comedy. I'm sure he does it about this podcast. I do it about, the podcast. I do it about, my life, my family. We all have like these dreams and these goals that we want to set, and they seem impossible. But dude, if you don't get up off your ass, you're never going to have it. It's just going to be dangling in front of you like a carrot on a stick, dude.
So what's your goal then, RJ?
My goal, Jared Lee, comedy, as I like to call you. All right.
I hate when you do that.
I know. Is my goal is to become a much better, well-rounded individual. And when I say that, not more, I want to be more comfortable with the choices that I'm making.
Okay. I guess I meant like, I don't know, something.
Oh, you mean something?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. I mean, if you would have said something, I would have given you something. Jesus.
Okay.
So, what Jared means is something is what I really ultimately want to do is that I'm actually going to help Jared run for office. That way we don't have to look at these fucking tards anymore, no matter who they are. So, or as we like to call them, or as they are called up in Wisconsin, soft heads.
Whoever gets this shit afterwards, if they give it up, because we all know what happened last time.
Do you think the planet is going to implode at any point in time? Just from like not from what's happening in the world, but just from the planet itself. Do you think it's just finally just going to cave in from the weight of the universe?
No, not. First of all, you're giving the Earth way too much credit.
I would hope so. We live on it.
Huh?
Well, I mean, we live here.
Yeah, but you said it would implode from the weight of the universe.
Yes. Like, do you think the Earth is ever just going to like shrivel up and fire off like a sparkler?
Billions of years, we won't be around. Humans might not even be around by that time.
So let me ask you, what comes after us?
It depends on what happens.
Ooh. So if you had to think, I know it. I'm so glad we kind of hit this because I was in the middle of texting you something about a week ago. Literally, no shit. And I thought I hit send, and I didn't. And I didn't realize it because I put my phone down, I ended up watching it, and I fell asleep. And I got up the next morning, and I didn't realize it until much later.
What is it?
Do you think The Fifth Element is one of the most original sci-fi scripts there is?
What do you mean by original?
So,
and you're saying specifically movies?
No, I'm not. And the reason I say that is because it is such a unique film. And I know maybe 4 or 5 episodes back, you were talking about a show
Isn't if the foundation? Oh, not the foundation. It's foundation.
that you were like, hey, this is sci-fi to its extreme. And I was like, hey, is that too much sci-fi? And you're like, RJ, there's no such thing as too much sci-fi. So I'm watching The Fifth Element for the first time in a long time. And
Isn't it based off of something else?
Most
sci-fi is based off of
If it
somebody
is-
else's literature.
It probably is, but I just feel the concept of it is so original, more so than a lot of things, and I couldn't tell you why I think that. I think it's because of the characters. It's not like anything we've ever watched. It takes place in the future. It's got people that are just kind of everyday folks. We've got a priest. We've got Gary Oldman, Mr. Sir Knight Gary Oldman. Okay. Thanks for tagging me in that. Shout out to him. Got Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich, who's playing this, space creature, the Fifth Element. It like bundles everything up so well. And it's just a very original film. Not to say that Alien or anything else in the genre isn't, but Alien, it's like, oh, we're talking about aliens, like directly. Like there's aliens in this, but there's like this whole lore and everything behind it. It's just a very unique film. It just stands out to me. And I'm sure there's something out there that could, probably put that in its place. But just watching it, I was just like, where did this come from? Who thought of this? Just a very unique film. Just, and, Chris Rock, Corbin, my man, just running around with the microphone and shit. The guns, the enemies. See, the original Fifth Element is the 1997 sci-fi fiction film directed by Luc Besson and starring Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich, and Gary Oldman. Besson conceived the idea as a teenager, developing a 400-page script by 1991. And dude, so this guy literally just thought of this.
Well, I mean,
to a degree,
how a lot of shit. That's why I was saying a lot of sci-fi comes from just people writing it.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to give this movie a little bit of its credit because I was watching it and it's just so unique in just the world and
like I pulled my book out the other day. We talked about what's his name? Isaac Asimov. He wrote the original Foundation.
Okay.
That's how I got it because I kept seeing it. It was based on his original stories, and I was like, I remember taking. I talk about this all the time, but when I took it was a humanities class for college, and it was science fiction. So it was like all science fiction, like literature, film, television, all that shit. And like, so one of them we had to study was, it was called Robots, which is basically what iRobot is based off of.
I got
it. It has the 3 laws in there. All that came, like I said, all that shit came from, he was also a scientist as well, but he wrote science fiction. And so like there's a lot of and I pulled the book out the other day because I was looking at some other stuff, and I want to just go back and read some stuff because there was some very interesting stuff that you haven't heard, and I'm like, oh, this would be a good fucking movie or a TV show. And I've always wanted to write my own science fiction, like a short story, and I guess one day I'll do it, but
we should do it. We should write a sci-fi.
Why should we do anything? This is my idea.
Well, I mean, sometimes great ideas.
I mean, if you want to help me, then that's fine. But
Dude, I'm the most creative person you know. I am. I mean, do you know anybody better?
Yeah.
Besides the people that you might do podcasts with?
Or comedy.
Oh, you mean the guys that come up with creative jokes and use their own intelligent and critical thinking to come up with something to make a room full of people psychologically think something different? Absolutely not. I am 10 times superior.
About right.
I'm far superior. I am the dope man.
Matter of fact, I watched a podcast. It was a Theo Von, but I only watched it because Louis C.K. was on there. But he wrote a novel.
Theo Von's a cool dude, bro.
He's all right.
He's a cool dude.
He's all right. Fucking, how do you know if he's cool? You never met him before.
Well, I mean, he's
Anyway,
Just
let
a
me
dude.
fucking finish what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I didn't.
I know. I'm just
I
saying.
don't even know why you altered that to you.
I was just chiming in. That's all.
Anyway, Louis C.K. was on the fucking show, and he had brought his book that he wrote. It's called Ingram, and it's a novel. Like he's written other stuff like TV shows and movies, but this was the first time, like, because apparently I've never tried it, but apparently novels are hard as fuck to write.
Yeah. I can imagine, dude.
So he wrote this book, and he was talking about how he had this character, and it just goes through like how this character is like a teenage boy. He's trying to figure out his way through the world, and he said he treated it because he would sit down every day, and he treated it as like he was basically nurturing this young man. Like, so how was your day type shit, and so he would write down what he did throughout the day. And that's how he wrote the book.
Yeah.
So, like, just developing the character through him just trying to say, oh, okay, so, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like you said, nurturing this young man throughout trying to figure out this thing. So, I don't know. And I think he said he just finished the second one. I'm like, God, he was knocking these motherfuckers out.
I mean, when you're trying to create a world, man, I mean, I look, and I think that's one of the reasons those things are as popular as they are. I mean, it literally pulls you into another, reality.
Yeah.
I know I get a lot of flack for being a Harry Potter fan. But that is something obviously I got into as a kid. I'd be hard pressed if it's something I'd get into as an adult.
I get it. I don't care about this shit though, dude.
Witchcraft and wizardry. Okay.
I like witchcraft.
All right, do you like the hex girls who are going to put a spell on you? Do you like that? I'm the hex girls from the Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Anyway, doesn't matter. Well, that's not Zombie Island. That's Scooby-Doo in the Season of the Witch. Oh, my sister would kill me. She would kill me. But regardless, no, but the reason we kind of gravitate towards these things is because they're not of our world. And I think that's one of the reasons as a young person I got wrapped in Harry Potter. It's like, somebody really sat down and thought of all these terms, this world, the description, like created these, not only the people, but the characters and the interval,
You're forgetting about fucking Lord of the Rings.
No, I was gonna get there. Yeah, dude, that
Again,
alone is
from literature.
Yeah, that alone is it might be the staple of.
I was thinking about Shakespeare the other day. I was like, that's some wild shit too.
So you gotta. It's
reading
crazy.
is fundamental, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fundamental. And it's pretty fascinating and pretty awesome what the human mind can conceive. It's just like, hey, what can I think of?
That's why I like if I have an idea, especially for like jokes or something that I want to do, like maybe a sketch that I want to do, I have to write it down. That way, the idea is still at least pulled from the ether. Like, all right. No, I got to catch this because I can't let nobody else catch this. You know what I'm saying? So I write it down. So eventually, I hopefully get back to it.
Yeah.
Might not always get back to it, but I might go through my notebook one day and be like, I can do that right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just knock that shit out. So as long as you got to make the idea physical. Once you do it, make it physical, then you can work with it from there.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what he was saying about nurturing this young man about growing up. I haven't read the book, so I don't know.
Well, regardless, it is an incredible feat to conjure things like this up and one, not only put them on paper, but make them something that we all can enjoy. And then expanding on it too. I think that might even be the hardest part too. It's like when you have something. Say we created a successful, like, one good story, right? Everybody's like, man, we got to have another one. How do you expand? I think that
you don't have to write about the same thing. If it's a short story, you don't have to write about the same thing.
No, not necessarily, but I meant so more in the idea of world building. But you can do different things within that world, not necessarily the same story. So you could be like, hey, if I can't continue this one, I could start this one. However,
Well, I mean, I would probably, you just expand on something, another piece of the world, like, or the universe. That's how all that shit.
and just make it
created.
fit and make it work, appropriately.
Yeah.
It's very
And you could even, if you wanted to, you don't have to necessarily make it print. It could be like a vlog thing. You set up a website, and like, all right, here's my first short story. Everybody, go have at it.
yeah.
And if it does well, then like, well, here's my second one. And then you just have this website of short stories. The only thing about that is people might try to steal your shit. That's the only thing I worry about with that.
Well,
Because back in, like, I guess, what was that, 50s, like, short stories and, like, for, like, sci-fi, like, magazines and stuff, that was a huge thing.
yeah.
And I don't know if anybody's really doing it anymore. Yeah, I guess starting with a short story is probably better than starting trying to do an entire novel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to start with small shit. Put it this way. If your short stories are good enough and you can somehow create enough charisma with that character, you could ultimately end up making it into something.
Who says I want to do the same character?
No, I'm just saying in general, like not like you in particular,
Oh.
but I would say I wouldn't say this is the best example, but an example that pops in my head initially is The Simpsons, who haven't been relevant in a very long time, but for the longest time, and still to this day, they are a weekly 30-minute program on television.
Yeah, more like 20.
With commercials, 23. But when the Simpsons movie came out, right, it's one, as a fan, super excited. It's actually one of the only movies I've seen in theaters twice. And that is something that they took, over years. It's like, hey, we've got all these shorts. Now we can finally give them, like the poobah, like the diamond in the rough kind of thing. And and I thought it was an excellent film, and it did the justice for all the shorts, or quote unquote, that came previous. It touched every base that every fan would want, and I feel that could be probably the best example off the top of my head. I'm sure there's other stuff out there, but if we were to create a world where we had our own people and they were voiced by Sam Jackson, okay, which would be really cool, and we could just expand on it, dude. Dude, I like this idea. Make it a sci-fi. Dude, we can literally create words and shit.
Create words?
Yeah, we can create words, phrases, slang.
Well, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Do you use your computer?
I've been using it lately.
Mm.
One of the reasons I have been using it lately is because I've been putting notes in there for certain things. Something that I'm still working on, and something that you brought up 2 weeks ago when we were at the bar. We were talking about immersion, levels of immersion, all right? And how it applies to, well, shit, you could apply immersion to everything. Why do you immerse yourself in things? And if you do so, for how long? And then how often do you do it? Why do you do it? So I actually went on a little bit of reading, and I'm not going to give anything here now. And I didn't bring it up last week because I don't have a full thing yet. But I took your advice, and I was like, you know what? This week, I'm going to look into something so I can have something intelligent to say on this podcast. And so I've been looking at very minor studies when it comes to, the youth and being exposed to screen time for prolonged periods of time and the effects that it could have on development. I also was looking at the correlation between screen time at a certain age as opposed to being an adult and the levels of success rate. There's a lot of studies out there, unfortunately, that revolve, around screen time. Video games is obviously probably going to be the big thing, along with social media. But there are various things that factor into one's immersion. It's your mindset, your environment. So I was doing a little bit of digging, and I found, I don't want to say a rabbit hole, but I found a lot of different things that could potentially might be used as an argument for an individual to where it could be like, hey, you know, I do this, this, and that because of this, this, and that. And in reality, it's like, okay, that's really not that bad of an argument, but here, let's just put this on paper for a second and let's just read it out loud and see the difference in that. So there's a lot of small things that go into that. Are you addicted, or are you just decompressing? Are you sad, or are you just taking a load off? Okay. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'll get into it more next week.
Okay, real quick. So
sure.
While you're doing your research, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is Google Scholar. You can put in, start basically just like you search anything else. This will give you a bunch of actual studies.
Yeah.
So like peer-reviewed studies, like other scientists and other researchers have looked at this information and they say, okay, this is valid. So that will help you with your research. I suggest using that. That way you can get what you're looking at, kind of base it in science.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty fascinating shit, you know, when you go looking for it. And I had a little bit of time at work this week to where it wasn't every day, but sometimes where I could hop on the computer and just read for about 10, 15 minutes and try to cram it in my brain for the most part. And let's see.
So, like, I just Googled social media addiction, and, like, there's a ton of studies right here.
And my thing, and I think what I was more so reading on and kind of getting the gist for was the effect on young minds, because that's everybody's concern.
That's fine. You can type that. Either way, effects on.
I know Jared normally likes me to talk while he types.
So you got on youth, you got students, you got society, mental health, all this.
Here, you know what I'm going to do real quick, Jared? Please keep that up. I'm going to grab my cell phone. Hold
on. It's just scholar.google.com.
So what I am going to do, oh my God, I have to make more space on my phone. Unfucking real.
Can't take a picture.
No, dude. Oh my God.
This is what happens when you go out all the time and you fucking.
Oh man. Okay. So Jared, if you could do me a favor, I'm not going to do it right now. We're on the show. I had to, dude. My phone is so loaded.
Open a browser.
I can't. I turned it off. My phone is so loaded that my photos won't delete themselves. Because that's how much space is on them. I normally have to. I wanted to
delete some apps.
I will. I'll actually do that here later this evening, because that's modern technology. No, I actually want to just take a picture of that entire list of what social media effects has. Social media effects on.
Well, those are just topics.
That's crazy. That's absolutely batshit crazy to me. Like, legitimately.
I mean,
valid. They're valid.
It's just like, hold on, relax. It's just like all this is search is fuck, I can't talk. Just like searching what's it called? Google, regular Google. Except this is gonna give you like cited articles. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. Here, I'll just send you a Scholar .google for all you people who are curious about learning real stuff instead of shit that's on social media. .com. Again, most of this stuff is peer reviewed studies, case studies, and there's even a thing for case law, which what's his name? Lawless. I don't know if I'm sure he's aware because he actually is a lawyer. But.
Dude, ooh, my man Lawless, our man Lawless out here with the bars, like both kinds. Both kinds. I mean, dude, that's a pretty dope accolade to have, dude. You know, and shout out to you, brother. I mean, we are still super, super proud of you. Like legitimately. Being a lawyer is not a joke, and I know you're gonna represent in a badass manner. We know that. So we want to give you your flowers, brother. That's basically what I'm saying. But the effects and some of the things, the minor things I read, but I wanted to make sure before I started regurgitating ass loads of information, I kind of had it more structured. But it's something I've been looking into for the last week or so. And it's pretty fascinating, man. How much we depend on these things and we don't know it. And like it's a subconscious reaction to certain things. It's a fight or flight mechanism. There's a lot behind it. It's psychology, really, at the end of the day.
What you're gonna get into, and I didn't really study this a lot, but we had to like answer questions on it. But what you're gonna get into is, like how they come up with algorithms, to basically keep you addicted.
Yeah,
to it, and like it's pretty insidious shit. Like it's pretty bad.
It sucks because, and I think this kind of
what up, Londa?
I think this feeds into my tangent from last week, where I was, where I was basically saying I'm sick of everybody calling each other names, this and that. Fight the man. I sound like a fucking hippie kind of thing.
Fight the power.
Yeah, like no shit. And so when I see shit like this is that at its core. Like, really, you're like, yeah, they do some insidious shit. And that's exactly what's happening. And that's why there's all this divide and everybody's fucking up each other's heads in their ass and shit like that. And I just, I can't stand it, brother. Why can't we all just get along? Like, seriously.
Why can't we just get... Okay. Yeah, well, that's a whole nother subject. Londa, you got here, you just got home, and we're on our way out, buddy. It's good to see you, though.
We like you to come here to remind us that we're, one, relevant. That's a very good thing. Thank God for that. Because if we weren't, we would still be here. Funny how that works, right? But it is that time of the show, folks, where it is my important responsibility to remind you that you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp for the visual on YouTube. And every Saturday around 6:30 p.m. is here on Twitch. I mean, what is there not to like? Come on now. Please. Donate to us.
Yeah, please donate.
An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
Tamper in God's domain.
Peace.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly. The merit scientist lab.